The Hittites, a formidable and often misunderstood civilization of the ancient Near East, occupy a crucial place in the study of ancient history. They were one of the most powerful and sophisticated empires in the world during their peak, competing with other great civilizations such as Egypt, Babylon, and Assyria. Despite their significant contributions to history, much of the Hittites' rise and fall has been obscured by the passage of time, and their influence is sometimes overshadowed by more widely known ancient cultures. This documentary-style overview of the Hittites' history seeks to illuminate their remarkable rise, their accomplishments, their complex relationships with neighboring powers, and their eventual decline. The history of the Hittites begins in the early Bronze Age. The earliest evidence of the Hittite civilization is found in the region known as Anatolia, a large peninsula located in modern-day Turkey. By around 2000 BCE, a people who spoke an Indo-European language had settled in Anatolia and began to form the foundations of what would eventually become one of the most influential empires in the ancient world. The Hittites were not the only people in Anatolia at this time. Various other cultures and peoples inhabited the region, such as the Hattians, who are believed to have been the indigenous population of Anatolia. The Hittites, however, began to distinguish themselves as they gradually displaced or assimilated the Hattians and established their own kingdom, which would become known as the Kingdom of Hatti in the central part of Anatolia. This early phase of Hittite history saw them form city-states, with Hattusa, modern-day Bogazkal in Turkey, emerging as one of the key centers of Hittite power. Around 1600 BCE, the Hittites began to coalesce into a more unified political entity under the leadership of the Hittite king, Labarna I. It was under his rule and that of his successors that the Hittite kingdom began to expand, first to the east, toward Mesopotamia, and then westward into the Aegean region. This period marks the beginning of the Hittite Empire, which would become one of the most influential powers in the ancient Near East. By the mid-16th century BCE, the Hittites had successfully united most of Anatolia under their rule. They established their imperial capital at Hattusa, where monumental structures, including massive city walls and temples, were built to reflect the growing power and prestige of the empire. The city of Hattusa became a center of culture, administration, and religion, with the construction of royal palaces, temples, and libraries containing cuneiform tablets that recorded treaties, royal decrees, and legal codes. Perhaps one of the most famous episodes in Hittite history occurred during the reign of Muwatalli II, ruled 1295 to 1272 BCE, a successor of Suppiluliuma. In the 13th century BCE, the Hittites clashed with the Egyptian Empire over control of Syria, particularly the regions surrounding the city of Kadesh. This resulted in the Battle of Kadesh in 1274 BCE, one of the largest and best documented chariot battles in history. The Egyptian pharaoh Ramses II, Ramses the Great, who was seeking to assert Egyptian dominance in the region, fought against Muwatalli II's Hittite forces. The battle itself was indecisive, but it is significant for the peace treaty that followed. Both the Egyptians and the Hittites claimed victory in the battle, but Ramses II's recognition of the Hittites as a formidable power led to diplomatic negotiations. The Hittites had a complex and multi-layered society. At the top of the hierarchy were the kings, who ruled with the support of a class of noble warriors and priests. These kings were considered to be divine figures, and their authority was bolstered by religious and cultural traditions that tied the monarchy to the gods. Religion played a crucial role in the life of the Hittite state. The Hittites practiced polytheism, worshipping a vast pantheon of gods and goddesses. These deities were often associated with natural forces, such as the sun, moon, and sky, as well as more abstract concepts like justice and war. Among the most important gods in the Hittite pantheon were the storm god, Tarhun, and the sun goddess, Erina. The Hittites also believed that their kings were divinely chosen to mediate between the gods and the people.